Okay, good morning 10G1. Today we're doing a little bit of work on solving equations. So I thought it'd be quite useful for me to put together a little bit of a video just to refresh you on the techniques that you need to use and just to identify some different types of equations that you're going to be going ahead and solving. Okay, first things first, we're going to establish what we mean by solving equations. So we've got an equation. We know it's an equation because we've got a collection of terms. So we've got 8 minus 5x, and we've got them equal to something. Okay, and the object of solving the equation is to find a value for the x or n or whatever the letter is that we've been given in the equation. And to find a value, we need to ultimately be expressing x equal to some number. So it might be 7 or 6 or 5 or something else. Okay, we want to find x equal to a number. Okay, so we'll start to look at how we go about doing that. Throughout this video and throughout today's lesson, we're going to be using the balancing method. So the balancing method, essentially what we're doing is we are removing terms from the equation in such a way that we eventually end up with it expressed as the unknown equal to a value. Remembering that the equal sign in the middle of the equation tells us that this on the left hand side is equal to that. Okay, so we say it's balanced because this is equal to that, in the same way that when a scale is balanced, what's in one pan of the scale is equal to the other side. Okay, so first thing we want to do on this for this first example is we're going to get rid of this 8. Okay, so that we've got the x term by itself on that side. Okay, so we've got 8 on there, so we're just going to take that away. Okay, remembering we need to do the same to the other side, so we're going to take 8 off of the other side as well, keep our equation balanced. 8 minus 8 is nothing. That just leaves minus 5x on the left hand side. 3 minus 8 on this right hand side is minus 5. Okay, next we've got a term in x, but we want x by itself so that we know the value of x. So this number that is multiplying x, we're going to divide by that, okay, because this minus 5x means minus 5 times x. If we divide by minus 5, we're going to find x by itself. Again, we need to make sure that we're doing the same on both sides. So divide by minus 5, divide by minus 5. Okay, minus 5x divided by minus 5 leaves us with x. Minus 5 divided by minus 5 gives us 1. Okay, so we've got x equals 1 there. Okay, the reason we're using the balancing method is because we're going to have to solve equations like this where we've got the unknown on both sides. There are other methods for solving equations. They all come unstuck once you get to this point. Okay, when you get to this point, you can't use them. There's a little bit of a rule of thumb when you are looking at equations where you've got the unknown on both sides. You want to deal with the side with the lowest quantity, the smallest quantity of the unknown. Okay, you want to take the unknown off of that side. So here we've got 2n on this side minus 2n on this side. Okay, because that's negative, we're going to get rid of that, we're going to sort that out. So we're going to take it away. Remembering that when you take away a negative, it's like adding on. Okay, so I'm going to do plus 2n on that side. Okay, to take away that negative 2n. And if we're doing plus 2n on that side, to keep everything balanced, we need to do the same on this side. Okay, so 10 minus 2n plus 2n, they cancel each other out. So we have 10 on this side. We've got 1 plus 2n plus another 2n on this side. So that's 1 plus 4n. Okay. We want to get the unknown on its own on this side. So we want to get rid of this 1. So we're just going to take that away. Remember, we need to do the same on the other side. So we now have 4n equals 9. Okay, 4n means 4 times n, so we need to undo this 4 times. So we're going to divide by 4. 4n divided by 4 is going to leave us with n. Do the same to the other side. N equals 9 divided by 4. Okay, and it's acceptable to leave that as a fraction. If you wanted to change it to a mixed number, that would be okay as well. Don't feel compelled to change it to a decimal, because that's really not necessary, unless it's asked for. Okay, and the last type that we're going to look at is equations where there is a bracket. Okay, I should have written there with brackets. Okay, not much more complicated actually. All you need to remember to do is expand the bracket, multiply out the bracket. Okay, and to multiply out the bracket, we multiply everything that's inside the bracket by the term outside of the bracket. Okay, so 11 times 2x is 22x. 11 times minus 5 is minus 55. And it's still equal to 0. Okay, I wanted to use this example because there's this 0 part, because a lot of people get confused with it. Our next step is we want to get rid of this 55. So we're taking away a negative, so we add on. Okay, so to take away negative 55, we add on 55. Now people get confused here because you see that there's nothing on this side, they think they can't do anything. We can still do something. Okay, we're still going to add that 55 on. So that leaves us with 22x equals 55. And as we've done before, this 22 that's multiplying the x, we're going to undo that by dividing it. Do the same on the other side. So that gives us x equals 55 divided 22. We'll look for some common factors to help us simplify 55 over 22. They're both in the 11 times table. 55 divided by 11 gives us 5. 22 divided by 11 gives us 2. Okay. The same as with 9 over 4. If you want to simplify it, not simplify it, if you want to write it as a mixed number, that's fine. It is acceptable as 5 over 2. Okay, so x equals 5 over 2. Right, plenty of work for you to do. Job done.